Do what chart? Analyzing writing prompts. You have probably never heard of or seen this type of chart. A do-what chart is a strategy for analyzing writing prompts. When you were told about your writing prompt, I'm sure you said aloud or to yourself, I have to do what? The do-what chart allows one to address each part of a writing prompt by identifying all the verbs or actions the task is asking you to do. There are 4 steps when filling in your chart. Record the task in the space below. Read the task prompt aloud with your group. Next, identify all of the actions or verbs the task is asking you to do. Record the actions in the do column of the chart. Finally, identify and record the what or the direct objects that the actions are referencing in the chart as well. Let's look at an example of some do's and what's. In this example, we do not have a prompt, but the verbs or actions and direct objects or what's are clear. The verbs are write, discuss, use, refer to, and cite. These are all action verbs. Each word requires you to do something. The what column explains what you are to do with each action. For example, if you ask, write what? The what column explains the student is writing an expository essay. If you ask, discuss what? One challenge that teens face today. If you ask, use what? The articles in the R book from Workshop 1. And if you ask, refer to or cite what? At least 2 examples of the personal qualities a teen must have. Now let's look at a do-what chart with a writing prompt. Synthesis essay prompt. There is a debate around the topic of the minimum wage. Some groups argue that raising the minimum wage would be helpful to workers and the economy. On the contrary, there are other groups who argue that maintaining or raising the minimum wage would be damaging to workers and the economy. Based on your reading of Minimum Wage, Maximum Trouble, and Raising the Minimum Wage, Good Ethics and Good Economics, write a 4-paragraph essay exploring the topic of the minimum wage. Give background information on the debate over increasing the minimum wage. Respond to the question, should the minimum wage be raised? Summarize the most significant evidence that each article presents. Use your conclusion paragraph to provide evidence from each text that supports your position. Wow, this is a big task. Let's break it into parts. The verbs or actions are write, exploring, give, respond, summarize, use, provide, and support. These are all listed on the left side of the column. The what column provides specific instructions for each action. They include a 4-paragraph essay, the topic of the minimum wage, background information on the debate over increasing the minimum wage, to the question, the most significant evidence that each article presents, your conclusion paragraph, evidence from each test, your position. Now let's look at a video demonstrating the process of completing a do-what chart.
How to make a do-what chart. First, we're going to analyze the prompt, and we're going to circle the verbs and underline what they're telling us to do. So first, identify. Two major symbols in Chapter 3. Describe their significance. List at least two major themes presented in the passage. Provide evidence of each of these themes. Offer a prediction of the plot and a reason for the prediction. Now, as you can see, I already went out and made the chart. First, we're going to number the verbs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 1, identify. 2 major symbols. 2 will be describe. Their significance. 3 will be list. At least 2 major themes. Provide evidence, which usually means a quote or a paraphrasing, so you want to leave extra room for that one. Now number 5, last one, offering a prediction and a reason for that prediction. Now this will be an academic audience, and our source, as far as we know, is Chapter 3. Now in most prompts, they'll give you a less vague source, so you want to have the full source so you can look back at this. Now if you look at the whole thing, it's not that big because this is just a sample, but in a real thing you'd want to leave more room for all the stuff you're going to write under these charts. Now this is a really good organizer and way to analyze your prompt. It is a good setup if you're going to write an essay or a writing prompt. You want to know what you're talking about, and this is great for your start and brainstorm. So that's how you make a do-what chart.
The last step on the do-what chart is to write about it. Use what you've recorded in your chart to rewrite the task prompt in your own words. This ensures you understand what the task is asking you to do.